Welcome back to the Mom and Dad BOD WOD. Simply put, the half kneeling slingshot is like pulling a bow and arrow. So you'll set up with one arm straight like you're holding the bow, and then you're pulling the string back with the other hand. The knee that is down is the arm that's pulling. It's really easy to change the tension here by grabbing further up the band or farther back. Squat, bear, plank, walkout. Exactly what it sounds like. You're going to squat down, put your hands on the ground, walk yourself out into a bear, and then further into a plank. You can throw a push-up in there like you see there. Walk your hands back to the bear, then to the low squat, stand up, and repeat. For the single leg hinge star pattern, you'll start with both feet flat in a double leg hinge, and then the leg that you're training stays still while the other leg moves around you, toe touching, drawing like a star pattern around you. Make sure the leg you're training, that knee wiggles as little as possible and that foot stays quiet. Some tips for the slingshot is first to make sure you're switching sides, and then number two, it's not your typical half kneeling, meaning that you'll see my back leg is kind of turned inward. That's totally fine to do that. Just make sure when you're pulling this, you're mostly using arm and trunk rotation. You're not arching your back or lifting your chest really high when doing this. Squat, bear, plank is pretty straightforward. My biggest tip for this is to go slow and controlled. If you speed through it and you're doing a lot of wiggle waggle from side to side with your hips, that's not as good of quality. Take your time, slowly squat down, hands down, walk it out with stability, walk it back with stability, stand up tall. It can be difficult to execute this move, so here's a few tips. One, on that stance leg, if you're feeling a lot of quad and not enough of your glute or hip, you want to stop and reset your hinge, get into a better position. Number two, make sure that stance leg foot stays flat, toe splayed. Number three, you can speed this up and draw whatever the hell pattern you want, but as long as you're doing it with control. Use those helpful coaching cues, tips, and tricks to crush this workout, and I will see you at the end. Whew. Thanks for working out with me again. A few notes from this workout is the sidedness. What I did, because I screwed up a few times, is that the archers, where you pull here, which when you do this, when you pull, not little pulls, you want to turn your whole torso open to get full pull effect. That same arm that's pulling back is the leg that I put down when doing that star pattern single leg move. So first move is that half kneeling pull move here. The same leg that is down in the half kneeling is the same arm that's pulling. Pull open the chest, get that turn in there, and do whatever you need to do with your hands to make them comfortable and enough stretch or enough tension on the band. Change bands accordingly. Number two, the squat, plank, walkout. With that, you go down nice and easy to a low squat, walk your hands out. If you'd like, throw in a push-up, walk it back. If you want to come back and do a jump, kind of like a pseudo burpee, that's totally fine. You can go faster, slower, add any pieces you want. It really doesn't matter. If you want to keep it super easy, just go down to a squat, walk out, plank, walk out, come back. Number three is the single leg drill. So you're on one leg, and I'll have specifics on this exercise, but it's really important that your knee stays over your toes. It's not wiggling around over, right? If this is your foot, your knee wants to stay here, not doing all this stuff, and your foot here needs to stay flat, not moving around like this. We want good control and stability here. Now it's really important when we do this too, you stick your butt out. So when we're hinged, you push your butt back. You need to be in this kind of forward position. If you're too upright and your knees kind of poking forward and your knees poking forward over your toes, you're gonna get a ton of quad. You wanna make sure your knee stays over your foot, but also that it's staying around here, not dipping way forward. When we keep the knee right here and we hinge and karate chop our butt back, that position like that really engages our glutes and our stability mechanisms for our leg, and we really feel our butt and the quad working. By moving the other leg in a star pattern, you can do whatever you want. You can go anywhere, it's random order, but if you want to create a star like I did, going at all those points, touching and reaching, it's going to create challenge of that leg that's down in the ground. So a little bit more complicated of an exercise, but it's a phenomenal exercise to work on single leg balance, which is important in every aspect of life. And you can really feel those glutes burning and work on your balance and stability. There's nothing else I can think of from there. Great workout. See you at the next one.